What's going on, guys? Today we're reviewing your best tattoos. I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna go rapid fire. We're gonna be talking about each one for just a minute or two, so let's jump into it. Okay, so we got this bad boy. I love this. Dude, such a classy, clean girl head with cactus. I tattoo a fair amount of cactus, and I would never, ever tattoo cactus in this way. Like, you see, like, they kind of use these straight lines and it just looks so good. It looks so strong. You don't see that type of tattooing anywhere else. Like, the leaves are nice and rounded. This is like one of those classic European style traditional tats that I really like. Like, the Europeanness is like that refined color palette. You only have 4 colors. You got green, you got red, you got brown. You got 3 colors, not including black, obviously, but that's the lack of color, so that doesn't count. Got 3 colors in this damn thing, and it's so nice and strong. I will say, you do have 3 colors, but you could almost make an argument that the lack of color, especially in these like little flowers, is also kind of a color. I'm not saying that they put anything in it. I'm just saying they're using it as a color, the way it's being tattooed, and it really causes this contrast from everything else. It's such a beautiful tattoo on a nice part of arm right here, golden. This is viewer number 1. If you're viewer number 1, let us know who did this tatty, dude, okay? Viewer number 2, this fucking biomech girl head. I look at this tattoo and there's parts of it, I have no fucking clue what's happening. Like, you see that like side of the face thing? I think it's kind of like a mask, but I don't care. I love it. This is just such a clean, nice, fun tattoo. And usually, like, you tell me you're gonna do biomech with traditional, I'm gonna be like, whatever, seen it, it's okay. But this one I really like. Like, this robot chick thing is happening really well, and I just get down with it. I'm not gonna get any biomech tats, but when I see tattoos like this one, I'm like, super nice, super nice. We also have a lot of space here, which I think, like a lot of you guys who sent in pictures of your tattoos, a lot of times there's a lot of shit smushed together in a very small tattoo. Not this one, this is big. If we're able to fill in a lot of stuff in this tattoo, a lot of character because of the size of the tattoo. And it's all like very nice, very legible, and really just cool. We also see, which I'm not gonna talk about too much, but we see a morph cheetah rose on the elbow, and that one, if it wasn't on the elbow, would probably be for sure here. I think this client also had a Pharaoh's dragon on his stomach. Some of the most unique tattoos out of anyone that I saw, at least unique to the styles that I really like. And I shout out to viewer number 2, because I think in general, they probably had my favorite collection. Probably. There was a lot of you fuckers with sick tattoos, so, but a very nice collection. Keep going. Okay, dudes. Obviously, I gotta put in this pinup fly fisher woman tatty. I don't know for sure. Viewer number 3, I'm gonna guess that this is a Dan Nielsen tattoo, or Dan Nelson, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Dan Nelson tattoo. I love that dude's tattoos. Obviously, you sent this in to me because you knew I'd be stoked. Especially like you fishermen people, you guys have some of the best tattooers. Like, you got Dan Santoro, who likes fishing freshwater. You got Dan Nelson. You got Danny Reed. You got a couple more. I think there's 2 more. But like 3 of the best tratty tatters in the game also are into fly fishing. What a fucking strange thing that is. But tattoos like this are so nice, so cool. I'm not a huge fan of some things, but I don't think it matters that much. Like that red line, I don't know how well that's gonna last, but hey, whatever. The rest of the tattoo's like fucking super bitchin'. And I probably just don't like the red line because I would critique it on most every other tattoo. Here it probably works, but like, hey, if there's something I don't like, it's me picking and choosing the things I like just because it's a sick tratty tatty. But yeah, it is a sick tratty tatty. On to the next. Okay, this one you guys weren't expecting. A super heavy black saturated skull and woman, and I believe that's a tulip. I'm so bad with flowers. I think it's a tulip. I don't know. I don't care either. But that girl, I like it, dudes. I like it. I think that there's, like, when I see this tattoo, one, I want to see it healed. So shout out to viewer number 4, but send me a healed photo of this one because I'm really curious what those like light grays and dark grays look like now that it's all healed. Because let me tell you, putting in big fields of a gray, super hard to do. super hard to do, always kind of a pain in the ass. But if they did it right, good on you, because I'm sure it looked great. The design, super cool, super interesting. I will say that I'm not a huge fan of the shape of the tattoo. I wish you didn't have that knee tattoo there, just so you could have put it a little bit higher, but that's like, you know, what are we talking about? Nothing, literally nothing, just me saying things to critique something. But this tattoo is super bitchin'. I'm sure you have stacks of them. Good tatties, dudes. Dude, I got like a ton of these to go through. You guys have some of the best tattoos. I guess I didn't imagine you guys to have such fucking cool tats, but I was just getting like one after the other, and I was doing emails. If you don't see your tattoo in here, it's either because I didn't think it was as good as some of these, or I didn't get to it. Because I did have like, I don't know, maybe another 40 or 50 emails. So yeah, crazy. Okay, viewer number 5. I love this. I love it. It's unique. It's interesting. A lot of the things that I normally hate about this style of tattooing, we don't see here. Like a lot of times you see this like super fine line type of etchy like shapes and patterns and shit, and they're so small, it just looks kind of weak. And most of the time when I see it on a dude's arm, which I imagine this is a dude's arm, a lot of times I see that type of like fine line tattooing and I'm like, ugh, it just looks like it's hair or something on a person's arm. Like I can't really tell what it is. And when I see this, the line weight on the thinner stuff looks rock solid. Like I would be very happy to maybe not wear this, but if I was tattooing something like this, I'd be very proud of it because I really like this tattoo. And unlike most of the others, with the exception of the Reaper and girl tulip thing, this is far from what I normally would tattoo, at least far from what I would want to normally tattoo. And I like it. I get down on it. If this was my arm, you should be proud. Whoever's wearing this one, you should be proud. You should be stoked about this tattoo. And also, it's a really unique design, which I normally, when people are like, hey, that's really unique, I go like, who gives a shit? But this is unique and I'm picking up kind of what it's going for, like this old like internet interface thing. I don't know. I'm just throwing out computer words, but it feels like it's loading and it's kind of like glitching. I don't know if that's what they were going for. Maybe I'm not, but I'm gonna guess like the way that it has like multiple trying to load things, it just feels like an old computer trying to catch up to all the shit you got on it. I don't know if that's what you're going for. If that's what you're going for, yay me. Let me know, viewer number 5, who did this tattoo in the comments. And let everyone know, because I think this is one of the more unique and fun tattoos we've seen and probably will see. Okay, look, some of you guys know me. Some of you guys understand the type of tattooing I like. I really get down on really dumb shit sometimes. I like dumb tattooing. I know that might be coming as a surprise to some of you, especially since I critique really dumb tattooing, like the artsy fartsy type shit. But in general, like when it comes to tattoos that like really stand out to me, it's really fun, goofy stuff that doesn't take itself too seriously, but is applied technically correct. And when I look at this tattoo, it's very rough, but I love the tattoo. It's one of my favorites out of the whole stack, and I know you guys are like, what the fuck is Kirk smoking? But yeah, like if we zoom in on it, some of that line work, trash. Some of the shading, trash. But I don't really care. I think it's cool. I think it's a fun design. I think it's like whoever tattooed it certainly doesn't care about perfectionism at all. I don't know what this tattoo looks like healed, but in the moment when I'm looking at it, it puts a smile on my face, so fuck it, it's one of my favorites, okay? And I know, before someone leaves it in the comments, like how can you get down on one tattoo? I know, it's a little contradictory, don't care. Okay, on to the next. Let's see this like little fine line, swooshy car drifting shit. Homeboy, I love this tattoo. I really do. I think that like most other tattoos, it's not stuff that I would want to ever tattoo. In fact, I'll tell you right now, if I have to tattoo this today, I'd be like, shit, today's gonna be a long day and I wish it wasn't that way. But looking at this tattoo, it just gets me hyped. Like, I don't think that there's very many drifty tattoos out there that look as cool or interesting as this one. I don't know if this person's into anime or drift. Look, you guys know my history with anime it. I know jack shit about it. But, and the way this is drawing feels very like Japanese cartoon looking thing. So it could be because they're into drifting, or it could be because they're into a certain cartoon. I don't care. I don't care. I know that I like this tattoo, and I know that whoever's rocking it got a great inside the arm tattoo. I just want to reach out, say thank you. We broke 10,000 subscribers and we're well on our way to 25. If you don't mind liking and subscribing to the channel, it helps us out so much more than you know. Thank you again. On to the next. Delete. Okay, it's a Jesus gorilla head. You know, like the classic, one of the most classic designs you could go for, a Jesus gorilla head. I also think it's a mace. I don't think that they're showing me the full image. I mean, obviously I know that there's like wrappy parts. It looks like a mace, which makes me even more happy about it because it's a mace with a Jesus gorilla head and blood spattering off of it. What a fucking wild design. And I love that. I will critique one part of it. I wish there was less teeth and they were bigger, because I think that over time you'll see that those teeth go away. That's just like, I'm a tratty tatter. I know what I'm seeing when I'm saying that. Other than that, it's a flawless tattoo. Flawless. I love it. On to the next. Okay, we got this Piercy Waters back piece, Battle Royale. It doesn't get much cooler. Just straight up one of the coolest designs out there. And this was a pretty flawless execution of it. I would love to tattoo this. I want to actually do it as a front. So if you got big balls and you want to make some sick tats, hit me up. I'll do this for you super well. Just as well as this one. I'll probably use it as reference. Super cool. I like it. You got a good tattoo there. I like it. That's about all I got to say about it. Okay, I'm really just going to stress how much I really like this dude's stomach. I know a lot of you guys know how much I fucking hate cyber symbolism, or whatever it's called, that like new tribally looking fine line stuff. And a lot of times I think that this gets confused with that, but I like when I see letters like this that you almost can't read. They're super black, they're super heavy, look like death metal font. And I know, it's kind of like, maybe wouldn't expect me to say that, but I do. And if you're committing to it, I think it looks good. And I actually like his bullhead skull on the chest too. Like, it really looks good. I like the negative space play. That looks strong and cool. Just rad tattoo for homeboy with a mustache and a septum piercing. Good for you, dude. I like it. On to the next. Okay, if you guys are at home and you're looking at this and you're like, that made it into Kirk's favorite tattoos? No, this didn't make it into my favorite tattoos. This is my favorite fucking tattoo. Out of the whole stack, and you're gonna be like, dude, we just went through all these amazing tattoos. We're gonna go through a bunch more amazing tattoos. This is my tattoo. This is the one I love. And I know you guys are confused. Kirk's dumb. And yes, I love dumb, simple, traditional tattoos. And when I look at this, I get like my heart, I could feel it. Like there's little butterflies in my stomach. I get excited. I'm like, ooh, I want that tattooed. And I get why you don't understand it. But I like when people strip down traditional to the bare essentials and give me the simplest version of it. And when I look at this tattoo, I understand all the things that are going on. You know, like homeboy is, there's a woman stripping in the back. He's standing on hearts. He's playing his music. He's just going for it. It's super folky, super dumb, and so my style. So homeboy who has this tattoo, or homegirl, I can't tell. Whoever you are, you're my favorite. Good work. Keep doing it. Off to the next. Dude, who would have imagined we'd get so many computer tats? This one, I'm really interested in how the keyboard healed up. Other than that, I think it's a flawless tattoo. I don't think the keyboard is, I think it was a lot of stuff there, but I think there's a way that it could be really cool and really interesting to me. It's just about how it healed. Like if it healed up really light and you could just kind of see that there's like a keyboard there, I'd be stoked. If it's really dark, I think it got too muddy, especially with like this swirly stuff going through it. I would be super interested to see a healed photo of this. So please send that in to me so I could check it out. But even if the keyboard got all kind of janky, it'd still be a flawless tattoo and something I'm pretty stoked about. Just like looking at it, the design's interesting. The pillar that's hanging out behind it, you're like, what was this person thinking and how did they come up with this design and why does it look so strong and so interesting and so fun? Yeah, that's it. On to the next. A little party samurai tat. Okay, first off, I'm very impressed by how big this tattoo is. Whoever this tattoo viewer is, viewer number 13, you picked a very big, a very fun, a very goofy, in a good kind of way, tattoo. And I like it. I like you, and I hope this tattoo healed up nice and clean. I will say, just because I'm a tattooer who deals a lot with color, I'd be very curious to see how these big fields of dark red and brown healed up. I'm gonna guess it's a little patchy, mostly because of where it's tattooed and the fact that they had to do these like big fields of this color. If it didn't heal like that and if it healed perfectly, I would be shocked and amazed. Please let us know if you had to get a touch up on those parts or if it healed up flawlessly. And please send me an email showing me the healed version of it just so I could see, because I get interested. When people send me this stuff, I'm always like, oh, super cool. I want to see how it healed. I'm curious. Did you have to get a touch up? And that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes you just got to get touch ups. I've done big back pieces where I had to put in big fields of brown and I had to touch those things up. So I'm curious. Super cool. Rad tattoo. You might be wondering, if you're not familiar with seeing a lot of Japanese, you might be like, ooh, those are dark waves underneath. Those are probably healed up pretty light. Whenever you're putting a light gray in waves or wind bars or anything like that, they always look super black. A lot of times they don't heal that way. Okay, a big Japanese dragon sleeve. Okay, I got one critique and this pops into my head immediately. I wish there was some black in the scales, on the top part of the scales. That's my only critique. That's the only thing I gotta say about this tattoo. Other than that, I think it's absolutely flawless, very nice, very cool. I love the black dark background. Even for a Japanese sleeve, it's on the darker side, which I like. I think that looks great. And it plays into the fact that they didn't put black in the scales, but still a little bit of black would have gone a long way, at least for me. I wanna say a lot of times when people have Japanese tattoos and it's like on a full sleeve, the sleeve and the photos don't really add up. Like the sleeve in person looks usually phenomenal and the photos look like shit usually. And me looking at this picture, I'm like, yeah, it's a cool sleeve. But I know in person, it's probably a super cool sleeve. There was a kid who came in not that long ago and he had a full Japanese dragon on his arm. And I must have stared at that for like 20, 30 minutes. We talked about it the whole time. The guy was probably like, wow, this guy's really into my sleeve. Like almost too much, you little pervert. But I was really into it. And then I found the tattooer who did it. And I looked at a photo of the tattoo and I was like, the photo doesn't do it justice. Like a full Japanese sleeve, there's so many different angles and there's so many cool things about it. It almost gets lost in photos. So if you're wanting a Japanese sleeve and you are having a hard time finding a tattooer, go ask them to see, like, maybe their like shop person has a sleeve or something like that, and you'll probably be a lot more impressed. Dude, we got the best and strongest tattoo community out here. I just wanted to tell you guys, I had too many tattoos to go through. This one stands out in particular because I'm like, dude, only the raddest tattoo clients would get this tattoo. Like, this is a very particular tattoo and it makes me very proud that you guys are following this channel. At this point, when I'm filming this, we got less than 10,000 subscribers. So I just want to say thank you so much. This is a motherfucking cool ass tattoo. I love the blue and I love how contrasted it is from the red blood. Like, it's just so cool and so strong. Dude, it makes me proud. It makes me proud that the viewers who watch my channel have tattoos as cool as this. Yeah, okay. A Japanese dragon back piece. In all honesty, this is exactly what I want tattooed on my back. Differently, a little bit more Japanese. This is very, like, at least in the face, it looks very white guy Japanese, which is cool. Got no hate on it. But this is exactly what I want on my back. Dragon holding an orb and it like glowing off and doing cool shit. Love it. I will say, remember how I was talking about putting a little bit of black in the dragon on the sleeve? This is kind of what I was talking about. Like, when you look at it, it looks so strong and so cool, and this is really a nice back piece. I'm super stoked for you. On to the next. Look at this little doggy portrait. Let me show you my doggy. I don't know if I've ever shown my dog. Come here, Memes. This is Mimi's. Say hi. You sure? This is my other dog. I love this tattoo. I love dogs. I've thought about it for a long time how I would celebrate having my dog. She's the best, not Pepe, fuck that guy. But my dog is such a sweet angel and she needs her own tattoo. I'll probably just put her name on me somewhere, but this is a very nice, fun portrait. And it healed up super well. I will say a little concerned about the darkness of the eye and like the shading around the eye, but who knows? But yeah, just a very nice, clean tattoo representing a dog very well. This is what I'm saying with a lot of you guys. Like sometimes a great tattoo still has little things that I'm curious about. Doesn't mean that it's a bad tattoo, it just means I'm curious what it'll heal like. This looks very etched in there, which is definitely a look, you know, not a look I tend to go for, but it worked out well in this case. Okay, this dude has my favorite back piece of them all. Yes. I forget who tattooed it off the top of my head, so please leave a comment letting us know exactly who tattooed your back. He has by far probably the best collection of anyone who's ever sent me photos of anything. His collection is rock solid, so look out for that comment. Look out who tattooed his arms, his legs, his back, because flawless black and gray Japanese inspired back piece and bodysuit. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you. I'll be back soon with some more of your best tattoos, okay? Bye.